welcome to another episode of Behind the Mask. Flying solo again. But it's okay. We all know where Dennis is. He's making his way onto the show right now. Look at that. Always right at the nick of time. You gotta love it. So, as always, I'm Eugene, and it's time to, as soon as I see his face facing the camera, I'm gonna do this. And of course, there's my co-host, Dennis.
What's going on, Eugene?
Dude, always. It's like, I'm like, where's he at? What's he going to do? Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? And all of a sudden, there you are. Right on time.
Hey, what can I say? Better late than never, right?
Oh, that's true. That is true. I was hoping to I was trying to get Ryan to come on, but he was kind of, he didn't come on. I was like, man, I really wanted to get like at least a little after action this week after all that happened at Decaying Nation, but it's cool. We can still give a kind of our account of what happened, so we'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's awesome. We've got a great guest coming on. Actually, two. We got one. Yeah, we got two coming on because they're both in the same screen, the same house. You know, so they're going to both come on at the same time with us. So we'll get them on a little bit later in the show. I know that there's a few of you guys that are on right now that are probably doing what they were doing last week, where they were all screaming for Jeff. This week it's probably you're gonna see Mark. Yes, he's gonna come on. You guys just gotta wait. You gotta put up with us too. So, but we are back. It was a great weekend. It was right.
It's funny too because ever since I started playing, I've never really gone like full force into playing more scenario woods ball, that type of thing, but it's always fun. It's always a good time to be able to like kind of crawl through the bushes and live that kind of fantasy aspect to it. But it was really cool because as Eugene said, we were out of Decaying Nation to SC Village this past weekend, and the turnout was, for one, it was phenomenal. I mean, I honestly have never seen that many people on one field at one time.
There was a lot of people, but before we start really diving into that, because we got to have that's a segment now. Remember that. We're doing segment. But what I do want to do.
It doesn't really fall under tourney talk, though.
Well, kind of, because, I mean, it would be the tournament. It's a tournament for woods ball, even though it's scenario, it falls into that. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Split hairs here.
That's fair.
But do we want to hear what I've got?
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Does it?
Oh, sweet nectar in a can, Holmes. The latest and greatest flavor from Ghost. It is green. It's sour. It's a Warhead sour green apple. You guys, I got lucky to be able to get a can of this, and I'm about to try it on air. So if Ghost hears about this,
Hey,
awesome. Yes. But dude, it smells so good. It's like I just want to just sniff it.
Yeah, I'm like kind of jealous because sour apple tends to be one of my more favorite flavors of almost anything. And so far, every product except for the Swedish fish and the mango, every product that Ghost has made has been really, really good.
I want to say, Ghost, this one, keep it. This tastes like those apple O-rings that I absolutely love.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Oh my gosh, you guys! Of course, as always, legendary focus, legendary energy, epic focus. That's what it was. No artificial colors and no sugar. And Ghost, you hit a home run with this. Sour apple. So if you guys get out there, go to your local GNC, Vitamin Shop, 7-Eleven, AM, PM now. Look for it. This thing is freaking, oh my God. Yeah, that's good. That is good. All right, enough of Ghosts. Love you guys. You guys did it. Amazing. So, but we're going to move on. So we got two segments before I bring in our guests. So the first segment, I want to say, we probably should do our gear review. Why not?
Yes.
Because this could also lead into the tourney talk because we saw a lot of people fully geared up. But
that's true.
So with this, we're going to move right into gear review. Gear. This week, we are actually going to be focusing a little bit more on protective gear because it was something that Dennis brought up because he just got a new pair of forearm pads.
Yes.
So show us what you got there, Dennis, and I'll show you guys what I got in this horrible bag because I had nothing else to carry up.
Okay, so I actually am wearing two different ones to kind of do a little bit of a comparison. So both arm pads that I wanted to kind of show the viewers was are made by Bunker King. One is the Air Hex Fly, and the other is the Royal. It's called the Royal Guard. So starting with the Fly, let me kind of back up a little bit so you can see. So as you can see, it's a very lightweight, almost like a compression sleeve style, like you would see basketball shooters wear. It's got the nice cuff on it, like it's super popular nowadays. But the pad here on the arm is much thinner, as you can see. It only comes to like just about the wrist, and the rest of it is essentially a neoprene sleeve. Very lightweight, great airflow through here. Your arms don't feel sweaty. The fit is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I was actually really happy with this. The biggest reason why I was looking at this was because the other ones that I'm going to show you, the Supreme ones, I ended up getting a size a little too small. But on this one, the Royal Guard, you can see it's a much heavier pad here. It's got an articulation at the wrist, just before the elbow, and then it actually has on the cap of the elbow itself. It's much more jointed and it's much more protective, as you can see. Stuff like this is great for for those Superman dives, going into the snake, and obviously you get a lot of good bounces off of it as well. The other thing I wanted to point out was the cuffs on the wrists themselves. As you can see on the Royal Guard, there's it's got that rubberized kind of weld to it, slightly tacky on the palm, so you get not only a good grip on your marker, but you get a little bit of extra protection for those dives, hitting the ground and whatnot, where you do not have that on the Fly. The Fly is literally just, the wrist is just neoprene. And so much lighter weight, but also a little bit less protective. What I was really hoping was that, Gene, you would have had your arm guards, because I believe the ones you have actually have a thicker pad on the back of the hand, if I'm not
mistaken. Well, I do have mine.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this because I don't want to. Mine don't have a pad.
Oh, okay. So
but they do have a little bit more tackiness on the back.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to tell you guys was that, so these are great for, like, a lot of times we use these in, like, speedball is where we use them. You could actually use them also for scenario, because, I mean, what we saw out there were these guys were running into the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And they were, like, getting shot up. So, it was really cool to see them out there and with all the gear and everything. So, but we saw that, we're like, hey, you know what, we should do this. So the other thing that I've got is an old school knee pad. This is something we also, this is the old Empire. So back in the day, this is all it was literally, it looks like an old knee brace with a pad, or like a volleyball pad. That's what this really seemed like. So this was something I had on way back in the day. I don't even use these anymore. And they don't smell good. I don't need to. I should not be put that close to my face.
You didn't even.
I didn't wash them.
Keebler days, right?
Oh no, I did. I did wear them during the Keebler days. And I also want to bring out our old school, the old dye elbow pad. So this is basically all it was literally, you slide it on. There's nothing much to it. It was just a pad there and a pad there. But let me tell you, I got a lot of bounces off of these things.
So many bounces off of that. So
many. But these things are still in pretty good shape. That doesn't smell good either.
Yeah.
So for those of you that are out there that are kids, I brought this out, and I probably should have washed this too. I should wash my gear a little bit more often, but the kids wear these. So these are something that you could actually get. A lot of times when you're at the field, man, it's hard to see with this stupid.
It is. It's really hard to see with the green screen.
All right, I got to kill the green screen, but there you go.
Hey, there you go. Put it in front of you.
Okay. So for the kids out there that have never played before, that want to play, this is a great thing to have. It restricts a little bit of movement. There's also the shirts that are out there that got padding that work just as well, but this actually works really well. It will block a lot of balls. I see a lot of the new players wearing these things. A lot of fields use this. They'll rent them out to people. But
yeah.
I think this was like $10.
It's something nice to have for, like you said, either the younger player who's still getting into the sport, or even just somebody who has never really who's never played before. It's a little bit of a confidence boost because you can still feel the impact, but it maybe doesn't hit quite as hard. So it takes the mind off of that a little bit. But it's also nice for, obviously not every female player would wear one, but for some want a little bit of extra, because let's face it, they're a little more sensitive in the chest than us guys are. And so, the last thing we want is for them to get, shy away.
I want to say that I'm pretty sensitive in the chest, because when I got hit this weekend, I still feel it. Oh, man. Got it here. Oh, God.
I've got one right here, and then I got domed as well on this side. So if anybody was seeing some of our live videos while we were there, I showed it. I got hit right just above the mask, right in the forehead.
So for Gear Talk, guys, we wanted to focus on these pads and tell you guys that it's okay to wear them. I wear them. I mainly wear them on my forearms because that's where I want the most bounces. I do get a lot of the bounces off of my forearms, and they're pretty nice. There's a lot of different varieties out there, to choose from, and it's your preference. It's however you want to put them, however they feel when you put them on. Make sure that they're not too restrictive on the actual hand part, because it can start to hurt around the wrist if it's too tight. Same thing around the bicep.
Yep.
The circulation.
Your thumb. It's so bad. It's so bad.
It hurts. It sucks.
Yeah.
So
the other thing before we finish up, so talking about knee pads, so I actually have one of mine as well. These are the Eclipse Phantom Series knee pads. The nice thing about a lot of the pads now is that they're actually incorporating like ergonomic design and almost like orthopedic support for a lot of these body parts. So I don't know how well you can see, but on the inside, it's actually got the cutout for your for the center of your knee, for the patella, and it's very supportive because it's got an inner sleeve that holds it in place, and then you've got the straps, obviously. But so that's kind of the nice thing about a lot of the gear now, is that it's not only tailored for protection of just bumps and bruises, but it actually protects the joints that these pads are covering. So as I said, little areas of support for the end of the elbow, for the cap of your knee there. These are very important things because, as I found out ever since I turned 45, the wheels are falling off the bus, man. I literally tore my ACL walking. I was walking. I wasn't running across, bumpy ground. I wasn't going down off of a curb or anything like that. I was walking, and I tore my ACL. So, take care of yourselves, guys.
And that's been old man talk by us. Thanks. All right, guys. With that, that's enough of gear talk. We may get into, we may start doing some extra gear talk to get a little bit deeper into the equipment as far as like the knee pads and all that other stuff. So we were up to 7 people. I think we lost everybody at Gear Talk. That's okay.
Yeah,
but anyways, hey, you guys, that was so now we're gonna move into Lupe. We're gonna do a whole segment just for that. You know what? I think next episode we're going to do old man talk with Lupe. And all three of us will get on and we'll all just talk about how hurt we are. But let's roll into the next segment, which is... This weekend was an actually awesome weekend for us. We actually got out to, what like Dennis was saying a little earlier, it's not particularly a tournament, but it is something that was big and it was cool. And it was Decay Nation. You like that? That was cool.
That was cool. I like that a lot.
I was messing around with that. I was having fun with it today. So Decay Nation, guys, if you were able to get out there, it was actually really fun to be a part of. We didn't get to play, and we want to actually send another thanks out for starting with Gary Baum, because Gary's just an awesome guy. If you guys ever go to tournaments or go to any events and see an older guy, and he's got the huge camera, and he's got a red bounce hat, and bright colors. That's Gary Baum. That man has been around forever, and he's taking pictures of everything. He took a lot of pictures of us.
Yeah. That man made us famous back in the day.
Yeah. The cool thing is that Gary never just was about the pro players, because he knew that the ones that needed the attention were the smaller teams, and was all about that, and always made you feel like you were the pictures he would take and make you feel like you're a superhero, a rock star, an athlete.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it was awesome to see him again.
Oh yeah, no, and it was great to get a chance to talk with him a little bit. And it's kind of funny, not to go too tangential, but as Eugene said, he really focused on all the players, and midway through our time playing with Keebler, we'd changed our jersey design. So we went from a very solid yellow to something that was a little bit more, with it at the time. And so the jersey went from a solid yellow to like a lot of black. And the first thing he said to us was, "Man, you got to ditch those black jerseys. I hate photographing black teams. Every team is wearing black. Go back to the yellow. I'd rather take pictures of you wearing yellow than take pictures of all these pro teams that have all these dark colors." So it's not as though he doesn't know what he's talking about. This man is he's up there with paintball.
And the awesome thing was that once he saw us, we started talking about the old days, and he did remember Sunday Clothing.
Yep.
He then said, "Do you want to go on the field?" We're like, "We can't go on the field." He's all like, "It's just get on, just walk on." And we're like, "Just walk on." He's all like, "Yeah, why not?" But you know what? Let me go introduce you.
One thing he's learned in all his years of photographing paintball is don't ever ask. Just go do it.
Yeah. It was so funny. And so he's like, "Okay, well, let me go introduce you to Gio." We're like, "What?" So went over, got introduced to Gio, to Bear, and they both were like, "Hey, great, nice to meet you. You want to get on? Yeah, let's get you on the field." Dallas wristbands, we were on the field.
Yeah, he goes, go talk to my guy over here. He'll get you guys set up with the wristbands. We were like,
yeah. So
okay.
we definitely want to give another shout out, another great thanks and appreciation to Gio and Bear of Giant Paintball Parks, who own SC Village, Giant Paintball Park out in Texas and San Diego and Hollywood Sports, and say how great it was to just to have the opportunity to do that. And whatever you guys need from us, just ask it. We're happy to help. So it was an awesome time.
And keep an eye out on our social medias in the next, probably I would imagine in the next couple of days. We actually had a chance to do a quickie interview, I guess you could say, with Gio, and that was really cool. That was really cool.
It was.
So again, yes, thank you so much for being so gracious, and it was really pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish I could have had some of the footage already cut, but it's a lot of footage I got to go through. So, but just so you guys know, there was tanks, there was guys dressed up in full on. We saw a dude in full on armor, like
medieval knight armor, like metal. Yeah, it was insane.
It was, you hear him chink as he's walking by. We're like, what was that? It was the metal just clanging together. At first, I thought it was plastic because we saw it from a distance. And then when we heard the sound of that, it was like, this dude is dedicated to this. Yep. It was nuts. It was cool though.
And then of course, near and dear to our hearts, there was actually somebody from the 501st that was out there wearing a desert trooper.
Yeah.
Armor. Although I don't think he got on the field though. I think.
Oh no. I would have, if I would have seen him out there, I'd been like, no, get off the field with that. Yeah. But it was really cool. Yeah. But it was really cool. We got to talk to a lot of you guys that were out there for Decay Nations. We talked to several teams and players that were out there, and just to see what, some it was their first time, some it was like their 15th time, but it was a really cool experience. And both me and Dennis, I think we came away with a little bit more appreciation for Scenario Ball because within the first 5 minutes, I was drenched in sweat because I was running. And that's what you do during Scenario Ball. You're not just doing those short sprints and you dive in and you're set. You're constantly having to move because these guys were having to advance and retreat. But it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to watch, to see, to be a part of. So, and like I said, this was something that I came up with again. Let's show it again because it's cool. That came out so cool. I was so proud of myself. So nobody else is. I'm proud of that. So,
well, you should. That came out really good. It looks good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun working on that. But it was a really cool event. And if you guys get a chance to for next year, because Gio was talking about like making this even bigger. Like when we went onto this field, the first field that they played on was huge as it is. They knocked down barriers from like it was Germany and
they incorporated 3 different fields.
They were the big fields.
Large field. Huh?
The 3 that they incorporated were the largest fields that they had.
Oh yeah. The largest ones at SC Village.
Yeah.
And that was just in the first portion of the day because Eugene and I actually we weren't able to stay for the whole thing. It's like midway through they transferred over to another part of the park.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's a really cool thing, and I know I'm going to get hate mail, but I talk crap about rec ballers, even though I started doing, when I started out, I was on the rec ball fields and was like, oh my God, I got to get all the Army gear. And now that I have all the Army gear, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to be in it again.
I don't want to put that back on.
So, but for you guys that were out there it was cool. Met a lot of great guys. Oh, I didn't bring it. Did I? Oh, yes, I did. We met a really cool company out there. And I should have incorporated this in Gear Talk, but this is from Ginger
Dynamics.
Dynamics, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of really cool covers.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, I was saying shout out to Ginger Dynamics. They've got some really cool covers, yeah.
This thing is seriously cool. I mean, it's a neoprene cover. It's sublimated, but it's for your tank. They also have some for your hopper, and it was like different sizes of hoppers. So you had your standard size hopper. Then you had, of course, the 50, the 100, as they went down. And then they had covers for the front pneumatics of a cocker.
Yeah, the front pneumatics for the autococker, yeah.
So
they actually had barrel shrouds as well, but we didn't really get a chance to look at the barrel shrouds very well.
But if you guys get a chance, check them out. Super nice dudes. I mean, they were offering us water and beer, and they were like, whatever you guys want. It was awesome. So we're definitely talking to them and gonna have them on the show so we can see more of their products. But these things are seriously cool. If you guys get a chance, it's Ginger Dynamics. Look them up. Tell them we sent you, and they'll give you a water. But
Thanks.
No, but seriously, check them out. They're, like I said, we're all about growing the sport, and they're a small company, and this thing was awesome. And there was quite a few vendors there at the tournament, or at the big game. So it was really cool. So enough of that. We're going to move on and take a short break, throw up our commercials, because we've had our guests waiting long enough, and we want to bring them in. And I know all you guys that are watching us, all 500 of you, I did add a couple extra zeros to that, but whatever.
Hey, that's okay.
You guys are waiting for it. Lupe, you've been too quiet, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you are. Turn up your hearing aid, man, so you can hear us a little bit better, maybe.
Okay. For the record, Eugene said that, not me.
Anyways, that was and we'll be right back after these commercials. And we're back. Of course, we want to do a shout out our 3 top sponsors. Well, Under's not really a sponsor, but we love them, especially after last week, and they were great to come on, and I did that little commercial for them. So, but we do have one thing really quick before we bring on our guests. I wanted to show you guys the latest and greatest. We have stickers, and I put them on my caddy
for purchase, guys.
Yes, they are out, and I put them on this because I wanted to see how well they stick to my caddy, and they're doing really well. And I forgot to bring my water bottle that has even more of them. But
yeah, I need to get some. I want to see how well they stick to the.
Oh, they'll stick well because they stick well to mine. But look at G1. No, so I had a. Then we got another one. You know, some of the other phrases that we love to say is check them. So I got to check them. Then I got. Oh, cool. Awesome.
Hey, Jen, nice to see you. Thank you.
Yes,
so
thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
But so if you guys want some of those awesome stickers, you can see them on our Instagram, and then you can also hit us up, and they'll be up at Riot Collectibles. I almost forgot one of our sponsors, but check them out. There's a 10-pack that you can get that'll have those. We'll actually have more. Some of these will actually be turned into T-shirts. Just got to figure out which ones we want to put on a shirt. And so, yeah, that was.
Andy from Ali Remembered. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey, what's going on, Andy? It's been a while. So, with that, I know that everybody is now kind of settling in and getting ready because they want our guests. They don't want us. They want to see these people. Fred, and now I'm nervous because
nice to see you.
Mr. Fred Rogers Schultz is on. All right, so that threw me off again.
Yeah.
Derailed me. But all right, so without further ado, we want to bring in. Let's start with the. Mark Gall and Mark Jr. Wait, we almost lost Mark Jr. there. What's going on, guys?
How you guys doing? Thank you for having us on the show. Say hello.
No, not a problem at all. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh man, so let us get started, Mark. I always get started with my guests, and something I say is, so you were born, and then there was paintball. So let's hear your story. How'd you get started?
How did I get started with paintball? Well, I worked in the medical field for a very long time, and one of the buyers in the hospital asked me to go play paintball. I told him, I said, why would I want to do that? That stuff hurts. I would never do that. So I went with him. Next, I played and I was hooked. And I went every single weekend from then on. And then sooner or later, I met Fred Schultz right quickly after that, and started playing with Fred Schultz. So it's, let me tell you, it's been quite a journey. It's been probably 30-plus year journey, but
fantastic.
Been having fun. Now I got
That's
my
awesome.
son involved playing. Jennifer Montrester says hi. Say hi, Jen.
He's excited. Yes.
Hey, you're getting a little more words out of him than Fred did on his show.
Cool. We got it. Oh, that's funny. So it's always that where when people say, well, I didn't want to play because it hurt. It's like, yeah, it hurts. But once you get over it, it's like you get sucked in so quick. And some of the pictures I saw that are on your Facebook, I saw you holding a cocker that was like one of a kind that looked pretty sick looking. And you said you wish you still had that. What happened to that thing?
So that was my red splash anodized cocker. It was probably the first red splash anodized cocker that was out there because I worked for Desert Fox. We literally found PK Select, and we introduced PK Select to the anodizing world of paintball, and it just took over from there. So I know I was the first one to have that color pattern, and what happened, it got stolen in Canada when I was playing with a team called Personal Vendetta in Canada. I got it back, and then I left paintball. I went back to playing softball for a long time on the tournament scene, traveling the country, and then Rich Telford and Rob Anderson brings me back to play paintball. And I said, man, I wish I never sold my autococker. So, if it's out there, if you guys see it, love to have it back. But I sold another one just like it. So it's fine.
Oh, man. Yeah, I had an all black cocker, and it actually got stolen out of my bag. Actually, my whole bag got stolen. I was like, oh, man, I wish I had that cocker again because I loved my cocker.
Yeah. Let me tell you a story about my autococker. So the first time I used an autococker was at SC Village. I just traded in my F1 Illustrator for this brand new gun came out. It's called an autococker. I said, oh, I got to have it. So I get down to SC Village with Art Gonzalez, who was the owner of Primetime Paintball here in the Bay Area. We went down there to meet up with Gil Martinez, and I just had a field day with that autococker. Like, wow, this gun shoots amazing. So I was an autococker believer from that day moving forward. So
was this a right feed with like the brass barrel, or was it a little bit more?
It was a little more advanced. It was a little more advanced because at Desert Fox we love to tinker with it. So if you know anything about Desert Fox, that's where Danny Love came from and Vu Wang. So they back in the 90s, early 90s, they were the people that really had the innovation and the know-how to make these autocockers shoot like dream machines.
Yeah, look at that thing, Dennis. I brought it up so we can see it. Look at that.
Look at that nice right feed. I like it.
So if you notice on the shroud, it actually had my name embroidered on there. So
oh wow,
yeah,
nice.
That's how customized I got into doing those guns. And later on, that gun I had Dirk Gadberry create a special shroud for my J&J barrel at the time, and it basically the shroud looked like a mini mag on that autococker. So Dirk did some amazing work too. I wish I had
that's
that.
Crazy. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, that is really nice. That's pretty sick.
Here's the thing that blows me away. So that picture was taken sometime around 95.
And that was taken that was in Borderland in San Diego.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that was in Paintball Games International, that picture.
Wow.
the magazine.
Here,
I was.
here's the thing that freaks me out about that is I graduated high school in 1995. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. Now I know it was because I'm now 45, but
Yeah, Dennis. Thanks. Yeah, I'm old too now.
yeah, I look at that picture and like the Scott goggles with the the mask barely covers the nose and the mouth there, and when you look at the gear at the time, it feels like, man, that was so long ago. But then when you place yourself in the timeline, it doesn't seem like it. And it makes me feel old.
Yes, Dennis. Yes, we are old. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'll be the first to admit, like I said before, man, I hit 45. The wheels are falling off the bus.
No, don't worry, Dennis. I'm going to be 54 in a couple weeks. I'm 54.
Oh.
I'm 16 going on 54. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, Fran. All right.
So Fred is the one that definitely was like, you got to have Mark on. You got to have Mark on. Fred was saying, I'm an honorary Hermans. So we want to talk about the Hermans and what you're doing with the kids, because we were talking before the show started was this is our future. And without them, we ain't going nowhere, because we're making the old jokes, but we're slowing down. And sooner or later, we're going to just be sitting on one side of the field, another person on the other side of the field, not running at each other, but we're going to still be trying to shoot at each other. But we need the kids to get it going.
Absolutely. I mean, paintball is changing, right? Paintball has evolved a lot, and we've seen the mecca of paintball literally come from California, and I truly believe the golden age of paintball was in Northern California. Yep. So we've seen this shift of players playing really good out of the Bay Area, and next you know, it died. And now it's having this resurgence with youth paintball. So we firmly believe that this is the second coming of the golden age of paintball for the youth here in Northern California. I mean, we got 5 kids teams around here, and every one of these kids teams are very aggressive. So here's a good testament to youth paintball. They opened up youth paintball to the NXL at the World Cup. We have 21 teams already signed up for the youth paintball division. That's a lot of teams.
I saw that. That's crazy.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and in some cases, some teams are fielding 2 lines.
Yeah, we're fielding 3 teams from Northern California.
Oh my God. That's fantastic, though.
Yes,
I love it.
So yeah, it's amazing how many youth paintball players we have out here in Northern California, and it's incredible. I invite you guys to come up to Northern California, take the short 6-hour drive up to come see us and come see what these kids are all about. They're the next Ollie Langs and Alex Fraziers, I'm telling you.
Yep.
I'd love to get out there on that field and just see what it's like to go against these kids. Probably get wrecked, but hey, let's do it. I mean, you guys aren't that far from me right now. I'm right here in San Miguel. I'm kind of right in the middle of everything. But it's awesome to see. And the pictures that you were sending me, let me get some more of these things going. So how did it all get started? Let's start with that.
Okay, so it all got started because there was a youth paintball tournament, and that's how we were told it was going to be, a youth paintball tournament. And we said, okay, let's grab Mark, my son, my other son, Jaden, and one other kid from his school. So we went up to go play this tournament up in Rancho Cordova. Well, we got up there, and our kids were the only true youth kids playing in the tournament. Everybody else had adults on the team. So my wife said, hey, we're going to go home. I said, no, we're not. We just drove 2 hours to be here. We're playing this tournament. So out of 12 teams, they took 4th place in their first tournament.
Jeez.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
So the funny thing is, Mark Jr. was doing a lot of practicing with the Ironman with me, and he came out for his first paintball time was on his birthday, and which happened to be Father's Day, which I was tickled pink that my son wanted to play paintball, and he's been hooked ever since. So the story goes, he wanted to use the Ironman name to have his first tournament paintball career. And so Michael Baird, who's the other guy with me, my other partner, he says, oh no, we can't let you use the Ironman name. So we called it the Herman. So if you look at the logo on Junior's uniform there, Herman is the name of the skull. And when Mike Baird's dad designed that logo, he named that skull Herman. So there's a little history about why they're called the Hermans, because the Ironman patch that has the skull on it, his name is Herman. So that's how that transcended. So the majority of these kids are from the Ironman lineage. We have Gage Wiki. He's the 4th generation Baird playing in for paintball. So can you imagine, we have a young kid on our team. His family goes 4 generations in paintball.
That's nuts.
So it's grown a lot. So we've watched it grow from 3 kids to 15 kids to all of a sudden back down to a couple kids. Mark Jr. wanted me to bring this for you. He wanted to show off his little card there.
Hey!
Oh,
He's got his own card.
dang. Look at that. An NXL trading card, dude.
Love it.
If you got extras, sign one.
Yes,
I want one.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mark, you can sign that for
Okay.
us.
We'll get you one. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, you know, they were very fortunate. We were the first team to put kids on the NXL on Go Sports. We were able to put the Hermans on Go Sports. They had a great time, and it wasn't about the Hermans. It was about youth paintball in Northern California. It just so happened that the Hermans were a part of it. So we had a great time. A lot of kids in Northern California were there. And it was great. And Jennifer says she wants to buy a card. You
Oh, man.
Jennifer, you got to give one to Jennifer.
Jennifer, she's going to start a bidding war right now. I'll drop $2. $2. Come on. Anybody?
Yeah, you can see this, how much this group has grown. I mean, look at all the kids that we had at one point. You know, paintball is kind of hard, right? We have to fight between baseball, swimming, volleyball, basketball. So the kids come and go. This is probably at our highest point when we had a lot of kids. There was probably 15 kids on the roster at one point.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Incredible, and it grew so fast. So it was amazing growth for us, and we're not the only youth paintball team that grows like that. We got the Montrester Marauders. They got a couple chapters out there. They got a Pennsylvania chapter, and they also got a New York chapter. So they're growing too.
Yeah, which Jennifer, since you're on, we'd love to have you on, and we definitely want to obviously, you know, support the youth when it comes to this, because like both of us have kids are of our own, and my daughter she actually got kind of hooked playing. I just haven't gotten her back out there because I haven't gotten back out there. But just the other day, she was asking about wanting to go and play, but of course she's got soccer that she also likes to do, which that takes up cash, because they're going to start doing some traveling too, and but we know that of course this sport it ain't cheap. Let's just we'll put it that way. It ain't cheap for sure. And we had talked about, I saw that one of the kids got his first Lux, and I was like, oh man, that is seriously cool. Let's see if I can bring that up.
Yeah. So go get your Lux. So Mark Jr. goes, can I go get my Lux? So it all started with Mark Jr. He was the first one to move into the Lux. So as these kids progress in paintball, right, they want to get the better equipment. So of course Junior went off, and I got him a cool anodized cherry blossom Lux. So, when all the kids started seeing that, they wanted to say, hey, we want to move into the higher end guns, because they're moving into 5-man playing now. So they're doing really well. The kids are, elevating their game, and when they start to elevate their game, their execution has to be that much more precise. And if they have the right equipment, they're going to be able to play a little better.
Yeah, so here it is. Oh, it's a little slow, but. And you said how this kid never smiles, and all of a sudden you got a smile out of him.
Yeah, so David is he's a really good player, but we never see him smile. On that day yesterday, we gave him the gun, and look at him. He can see his pearly whites the whole day. So that's what this is about. It's not about the sport of paintball. It's about developing the youth also into just decent human beings. And when we see stuff like this, we know that this kid is going to be able to have some survivability in life, right? He's going to be able to conquer his fears. He's going to be able to relate with people and have simple conversations with people with a smile. So we're happy to facilitate that, through paintball. It's about life skills through paintball. So, we're happy to see the kids grow and elevate their game and just become great people.
And they can look good doing it.
Yeah. But that's, the cool thing is that with you, with yourself, and with Jennifer, and with all those that are trying to do this for the youth, for the paintball, it is something that it breaks them out of a shell. It gets them to conquer their fears, because what's the one thing that most people are like, and you mentioned it earlier when you first wanted, or at least when you were first asked to go play paintball. I don't want to go because it hurts. I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
And it's obviously, if there's a fear, but doing this, it does get these kids to have that confidence, because it's like you get hit. It's like, okay, well, that was it. All right, let's go. Let's play some more. Let's get going.
Absolutely. So there's some things like, here's something. This is literally like a rugby helmet. This is perfect for kids to put on their head when they start playing. They look like little kamikaze plane fighters, right? But you know what? It protects their head. They're able to. We never introduced jelly ball or 50 caliber paintball to our kids. We played big boy paintball from go. There was that was the only way to start it for me. We didn't introduce them to low impact or anything. It was really big boy paintball with 68 caliber right away. Right. At 285 feet per second. So these kids were right into the thick of it right away. So, we take all the precautions, and, we get them used to playing the game the way it was meant to be played. These kids not only play electronic format, they play in the woods in mechanical paintball. We bring them back to the roots.
Awesome. That is cool. And that's definitely what we need to do, because like both me and Dennis, the first thing we jumped into really was tournament paintball. We never got the true feel of the woods ball, and we're seeing a resurgence of that. So why not introduce the kids into what was the beginning of paintball, which is really cool.
Absolutely. Paintball has evolved, and it's gone through its ups and downs, and we've seen it go through the stage of going through the woods, being invented into this hyperball thing, and then all of a sudden this airball thing, and now it's going back to the woods, right? So it's going full circle, and I'm just glad to see it go full circle with the youth being involved now. Some incredible things are happening right now. You guys aren't aware of it, but this whole youth division at the World Cup, the Ali Remember Foundation is giving away a MacDev gun.
Oh, wow.
Dye is giving out some products. Planet Eclipse is giving away 7 backpacks. There's a lot of positive things happening for the kids, and Andy from the Ali Remember Foundation has done some incredible things to make this an enjoyable, memorable experience for the kids. So my hat's off to him. We have a couple nonprofit organizations in paintball. The Hermans are one of them. The Montrester Marauders are another one. And I think Arkansas Youth Paintball is another nonprofit organization.
The Murder Hornets, yeah.
Yeah, so paintball is being put out in the forefront for the kids, and if these nonprofit organizations can help out in any way, we're going to try our best to help make paintball a little cheaper for kids.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely, because it ain't cheap. I'm going to say it again. It ain't cheap. I can't even go play.
This kid loves to shoot.
Mark Jr., let's give me a few words. How do you like it? What is it that you like about it?
I just like to practice making my trigger speed faster and switching hands, because it kind of just makes me feel like it just makes me and excited.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I've always had a problem with, is switching hands. Being able to switch over with that hand and keeping it right here. That's, and when you got the short arms, which you probably don't have the full, long arms to be able to hold that 68. So what are you carrying, a little peanut, or are you carrying?
Oh, no, he's carrying a 68.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, so if you've watched the youth paintball documentary, the little teaser, have you seen that video yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so Paintball Media is going to come out, and they're going to make a video for the kids documenting the youth paintball. So at the end of the video, you see Junior shooting. He loads his paint, He shoots left-handed, then he switches hand while he's running, shoots right-handed, then switches his hand again, and shoots left-handed. And this is a little 8-year-old kid with a 68 bottle handling it like he's a pro. So you got to see that part of the video. It's pretty impressive. And, I was like, wow, that's my kid. I didn't know he was that good at doing that.
Well, that whole thing of me saying, yeah, I want to get up there and get on the field. Yeah, no. Mark Jr., you just steered me away. I'm going to watch you and just cheer for you because there you know where I'm going to get on that field now. Because him being able to just switch where I'm like trying to do this with it, I'm like, forget it. We're good.
Let me tell you, we've watched grown adults try to shoot at the kids, and we put them up against a lot of the kids, and it's hard to shoot out these kids. We've had even a D5 team this weekend practice against our All-Stars, and our All-Star kids were beating up on the D5 team. So we literally watched an incredible surgence of great paintball from the kids in Northern California. So it's incredible to see that they could literally take a situation, dissect it, understand what's going on in the field, and literally take the task at hand to try to win a game. And Junior's team, he was on 3 different teams this weekend. He didn't drop a point at all. He won every single game. So he tied 1. So I was pretty impressed. So it was amazing to watch.
That's cool. That is seriously cool. I mean,
love it.
Yeah, we definitely got to get up there and just watch a practice and get out there on the field and just, I mean,
it's all the years that I've had playing paintball, it's been great. I've won world titles. I've won different various tournaments. Nothing beat the fact that I was able to play an NXL tournament with my son, a mechanical tournament this past summer. I played a tournament with him, win or lose. I shared a field with my son. And I watched him. There's 3 people left on the field and 5 other players coming at him, and he's shooting every single one of them and controlling the field. A little 9-year-old, and the other team, we ended up tying the game. They're like, "Who was holding us back?" And all you see is this little kid come out of the bunkers, and he's like, everybody else at Capital Edge knows my son. They go, "That was Junior," and if you know Junior, and it's a mechanical event, he was holding his own. So he knew how to hold the lanes because he plays the hyperball field all the time. So he knew what to do.
I love it.
So.
I got to watch the kid. I mean, now I could see why Fred says that Junior rocks.
Yeah.
Junior, you're his hero. You're now becoming our hero. That's just it. That's it. Dennis, what do you think?
Oh no, I agree wholeheartedly. In fact, I was just about to say, Eugene, we got to get Junior some stickers, maybe a T-shirt, something like that, so that way he can he can really rock it in style.
Done. He's getting the whole sticker pack. We'll get the shirt once I get that which design I want. We'll get that up there to him. But Dennis, I mean, we got to say, in the great words of Miss Whitney Houston, I believe the children of our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
It's absolutely true.
Absolutely. You just have to watch these kids, and it's not about Mark Jr. It's about all these kids. All these kids play paintball really well. I mean, from the West Coast all the way through the Midwest to the East Coast, all these young kids are going to all embark and travel their way to Kissimmee, Florida to play an event. And we're going to see, youth paintball on display. Win or lose, the world's going to see what youth paintball is all about. And it's going to be an incredible time. We're looking forward to it, and we're just happy to be there.
Well, you could definitely guarantee that, or we can guarantee that we're going to be watching that part of the tournament for sure.
Yep.
So we can see all these kids go.
So the finals will be on Go Sports, so you'll be able to watch that, and it's going to be a great time. Whoever wins this tournament, the NXL is giving the kids rings.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
I love it.
So, my hat's off to Jennifer Montresor and Charles. They put a lot of work into making this happen too. It's not just one person. It's a collaboration of all these parents and all these volunteers that help youth paintball across America. They all made it happen. It's not just 3 people or 5 people. It's everybody collectively rising together and we're going to get there. It's great, to see the surgence of all these young kids playing. I mean, Mark Jr., he's going to be the youngest competitor there, at 9 years
crazy.
old. So,
Man, that is awesome.
Who would have thought that a 9-year-old would be able to play a national event, a worldwide event on top of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, but it's awesome. And then, of course, Fred mentioned a couple of the other players, which I know he had Graylin on not too long ago on his show.
Had him on his show, yeah.
Yeah, and that team, and they were doing a raffle. We actually used one of the pictures of Nico where he was dumping the paintballs on top of his head. We used that picture on one of our little ads that we did. So there are a lot of great players. And I did watch the first youth paintball that they did at the NXL. I watched that on Go Sports that B was actually doing the commentary for.
Yeah, she was and BB played in that as well.
Yeah. So
that was the one that was at the World Cup. So prior to that, we did one in Sacramento, like 3 months prior to that. So we put youth paintball on the map at that event, at the Capital Edge event that the NXL had over there. So it was great, and I'm glad B was able to recreate it at the World Cup. And here we are a year later, we're having a tournament for the kids.
With an actual division, yeah.
With an actual division.
So really quick, because we're getting close to the end of this segment, but what is the future for the Hermans besides going to World Cup? I mean, are there any other tournaments that may be coming around the corner, or that you may give us some insight to? And because we definitely want to promote this stuff for you guys.
Yeah, we want to support you as much as we can.
Okay, so before the World Cup, we're going to be at the King of the Ranch 6, and that's in Rancho Cordova. It's the West Coast All-Stars will be playing, and also the Hermans will be playing at that event. It's an event that they have 6 tournaments a year that feature youth paintball. So we're excited to play that tournament series. And then I think shortly after that, when Fred gets his tournament going, his is probably first in the barrel, where he's going to have a mechanical event. And it's our hopes to have all the kids playing in the mechanical event at the next event that Fred throws, because we're gearing up for that. So,
that would be great.
We're in it. The kids are going to start playing 5-hand paintball. We're going to move out of the 3-man rotation and just play 5-man and see what these kids are made of, and see how we can get them to the next level.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
That is seriously awesome.
The other thing that I wanted to kind of bring up and just kind of thank not only yourself, Mark, but so many of these other people out there who are really pushing for, the future of the sport and to give these kids a platform to play on. The thing that I've noticed overriding with everything, not only from you, but so many others, is we're teaching these kids that it's not about the name on the back of their jersey. It's about the name on the front. And it teaches them, that camaraderie, that team, being part of a team, and that it's not one person that, drives the success of the team. I really feel like that's something that, a lot of our kids are missing today. So thank you so much for, bringing that kind of, that core value into what you're doing. It's very, very important.
Absolutely. And, there's many life lessons through sports, right? It's not just in paintball, it's in baseball and everything, through sports, you can learn a lot of life lessons. And paintball is just one example of doing it. I mean, Junior has his moments also, but, we pull him aside, we talk to him, and, we straighten it out. And it's about how you present yourself. How do you want to present yourself in life? So don't show all your deck of cards in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So, we try to teach the kids all that, let's keep everything close to the chest and show your loyalty towards your team, and show respect first and foremost when you come off that field.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I love it.
It's all, you guys, it's been great having you guys on and just hearing about the teams. And I'm really excited to watch these kids play, because the first time I watched them, it was fun to watch them. So, but Junior, you are going to get a pack of our stickers and a shirt from us. And actually, we're going to send the whole Hermans. So we got to get how many Hermans there are, and we will get you guys all the stickers that you guys could all have packs for those. Get you a shirt, and I want a signed card Signed, homeboy.
Yeah,
We
we're
are
gonna
gonna have that up.
for the BTM
I will,
studio.
I will frame that, and we will have that up if I ever get a studio, because this is not really a studio; it's a hangar. But we will put that in there. So
I tell you what, I don't even have a signed card. You know who got the first signed card from Mark Jr.? Fred Schultz. Fred Schultz got the first signed card.
dang, didn't even give you a dad. So, oh man.
Well, I did happen to notice, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but it looked like, at least in one of the pictures that Mark Jr.'s, it looks like he's got the anodizing in homage to your original autococker. Is that?
Yeah, and so
Okay.
one of the deals was if he ever wins his first tournament, I'll buy him the gun of his choice.
Okay.
So when he won first place at a tournament, he got to pick the shocker amp of his choice. So it so happened it was red, silver, and black. And I said, "What cool colors are that? He's really a mini me." So we bought him that gun.
That's awesome. Oh man, you know what, guys? It's been great having you guys on, and we definitely want to have you back on after World Cup so we could hear all about what happened. And Junior, we want to hear more about it from you too. We're gonna drag this out of you. We're gonna
we're gonna make you talk.
I'm telling you, he said a lot more words on your show than Fred. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Fred is so, like I said, Fred. He's like Mr. Rogers to me. When I hear him talk to me, it's just like I want to just keep talking to him.
I tell you what, when Fred met Junior, they instantly connected. Those two. It's like if this was Fred's child, you know, they see each other, and Fred goes running to Junior, and I hold my arms open, waiting for the hug, and he runs right to Junior.
Oh man, that's funny.
Hey, you know what? I appreciated being on the show. You know, if you guys want to learn more about the Hermans, we have a website. It's www.thehermanspaintball.org. You know, we're lucky to have a few sponsors in our list. We have Shocker Paintball, Lux Paintball, DLX Technologies, GOG Paintball, Push Paintball, Hormesis sponsors us, Immortal Air, Custom Paintball Products, La Pinata Restaurant, K Odona Restaurant, Paintball DNA, Gunfighter Sports, Rafino Ong Studios support us, Tomahawk 800 supports us. So those are just a list of our sponsors, and we're thankful for everything that they've done for this team at Youth Paintball.
That's awesome. That's amazing just to hear how many people are behind you guys, and behind the youth paintball in general is just, it's awesome. So you guys really fortunate. I mean,
and we couldn't do this without the parents first and foremost. We have 100% buy-in from the parents, and that's what makes any program successful. If you have buy-in from the parents, our parents are involved. They're involved at every step of the way, helping the kids.
That's awesome. That's really awesome, because my daughter's soccer team wants me to get involved, and I'm like, nah. But if it was a paintball team, I'd be all like, let's go, dude. It's just me. But anyways, all right, guys. We're going to let you go, but sit tight. If you guys could actually, Mark, if you could sit tight. We want to talk a little bit more after we get off, so we're just going to close out. But we're going to let you go for right now. So you guys, again, go to the Hermans website, go to the Facebook, check them out, show them your love, show them your support, and just youth in general when it comes to paintball, show them some love. So Mark Jr., it's been awesome. I wish I would have had a picture of Mark Jr. to throw onto the exit, but I'll throw it up later. But here we go. I'm going to let you guys go.
Thank you, guys. Support Youth Paintball.
Absolutely.
That was awesome, dude. That's God, I wish I would have started that young. I'd probably be like, not that good, but I'd be somewhat.
I was trying to think of what yeah.
But you know what? It was awesome talking to them and hearing about how I didn't realize how big the youth is now getting as far as the teams. How many teams are out there? I know that B had talked about like Jennifer Montresso and all the teams that she's doing, and hearing that from Mark that they're now spreading new chapters here and there and everything. Exactly. It's pretty awesome.
And
so,
and I mean, B gets some credit for that as well. She's got the Destiny kids. As I said, hi, speak of the devil. There's B right there. She gets some credit as well because she's got the two Destiny kids lines. BB is already, in the makings of becoming a force in the sport. Lupe is in the chat right now as well. Haley is obviously a dynamic paintball player, and he
well, she's grooming the what do you call it?
And
Lacey kids. Yeah, there we go. Lupe, yeah.
As well.
We're going to mention them.
There's so much youth paintball that is, positively growing the sport, and it's exactly what we need.
Yeah.
We need to foster that, and we need to foster the talent as well as the drive.
We definitely do, and I'm really excited. I really want to try to get up to them and check the kids out as they play up there, and shoot, man, get out to some of these youth tournaments and see what we can do to help with them. And if we can be commentators on the sideline, I mean, it'd be awesome. And yes, yeah, like B is saying, connection, passing the torch. We are now passing the torch to that next generation because we are, as Dennis said, his wheels are falling off.
Fred said no more old jokes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fred, I'm sorry. That was the last one. I promise. I know it's getting old. So, but with that, we are going to look at this, dude. We actually flowed really well on this one.
We did. This was a good episode. It was so much fun.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. And Mark Jr., I want to get a signed card, dude. I'm serious. Well, you're going to hold on to that till I get up there, and I'm going to take a picture of you holding it, handing it to me, so I can have proof when I put it on eBay that I got it from you. But it was great having them on, and obviously all you guys that are on, I know you guys were on for these guys. You weren't on for us, which is cool. But thanks for being on. Yeah. Thanks for all the comments. Fred, I really appreciate it. We love you, and thank you so much for introducing us to Mark. And, you're Fred. What more? So, but with that, we're going to end this show. So, best way to get a hold of us. As always, we're going to go through all our lists, but there's going to be, of course, the one theme. It's the one theme that it's not that hard to remember. Behind the Mask Media. Behind the Mask Media at Instagram. Behind the Mask Media at TikTok. Behind the Mask Media on Facebook. Behind the Mask Media at gmail.com. All those ways you guys can get a hold of us. You can DM us, you can email us, you can message us on Facebook, and we will answer. We will definitely answer. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear about everything when it comes to paintball. We're not just here for the tournament ball, which we do love. We do still talk about NXL, but now we want to incorporate, obviously, the youth. Because why? Because they're our future.
Exactly.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Yeah. I mean, this sport is not going to continue to grow
without them,
for one. The other is that, if we can, like I said before, if we can instill in them some of the same, core values that, we ourselves wanted to promote, it's all the better.
Yeah.
Because more and more people are from the outside are going to, they're going to look at these kids playing, these kids literally coming up in the sport.
Yeah.
They're going to want to be a part of it.
Definitely. They definitely would, because, it's a positive thing. Even though we're shooting at each other, there's still a lot of positives in it that we're teaching the kids.
Yep.
So really excited for this. So if you are a small team, and I don't just mean in stature, but a small team in general, and you guys want to promote and all that other stuff, you guys can reach out to us. We will love to hear your story, love to hear about you guys, and if we could bring you guys on, we will. as far as the rest of the youth teams out there, we definitely want to get in touch with them and start bringing them on. I mean, why not? Let's start to introduce the world to the next Ollie Lang, the next Frazee, the next Greenspan, the next everything. So, definitely let's get that going. So, but with that, guys, get out there. Of course, as always, let's push a lot of these smaller companies also, because Matrix, who was out at Decay Nations, great store, great products, and Dennis is having trouble. Let's
Yeah, I don't know.
Since I said Decay Nations really quick, let's see if Dennis can fix his camera while I do this. Nope, still fuzzy. That's okay.
I don't know what's going on, guys.
I don't know. But
Professional to the end.
totally. I had a camera go out. Luckily, I had a backup camera going. So, yes, we want to see Dennis up close. So, anyways, get out there, get to those local stores, drop the money down on their counters, get them going, because we want to have more stores, obviously, or we want to see their stores grow. Also, get out to these fields. We mentioned SC Village, which, yes, it has had their little yes, it is, Lupe. But SC Village is trying to come back up. So let's get out there. Let's support them so Gio can do what he is talking about, which is grow the field again. So get out there, drop that cash on their counters. Let's grow the sport. Let's bring it up. Let's do all that we can to keep it going. So as Dennis is still looking a little fuzzy, he's got that is what we call, that filter is called the deployment goggles, just so you guys know. Oh, there we go. Hey, from deployment, and look what we see. Whoa. So, guys, it's been great having you guys all on. We love having you guys all, and hopefully you guys come back for the next episode, which is same bat channel, same bat time. Every reverse beer goggles. That's kind of what deployment goggles are. I got a great story, but we're going to end this show. So I can't loop it. I'll tell you the story next week. But it derailed me. I was on it. I was almost going to end it. But
Terrence, hey, how are you tonight?
Terrence, what's going on? A little late, but hey, glad to have you here. So, guys, get out there, play the sport, grow the sport. Let's get these kids going too and support them. So, with that, we're going to end it like I always like to end it.
Yep, take us home.
Going to take us home. You're going to slide it in. If you can shoot, you can move, you can play.